channel. Presumptuous me, I don't know which channel you're watching this on, but YouTube, Patreon, wherever you do. I'm very glad for your company. She's everyone's problem. She looks down at the pavement. She looks up at the sky. She curses the rainfall, and she asks the gods why. The winter cuts through her. The rain is so cruel. But when you live on the streets, every day is a jewel. She gets moved on from trying to shelter in shop doorways. She gets moved on from the laundrettes and thrown out of the cafes. She sleeps on the streets that the rich call Skid Row, and she's everyone's problem, but no one wants to know. She eats what she can beg from the markets and the stalls, and she's despised by the wealthy and begrudged by the law. And the people brush past her and pretend she's not there. No one wants to know her. No one wants to care. She reminds everybody of the issues that they dug, of what could happen to them if they fall down on their luck, of the thousands more like her with nowhere to go. She's everyone's problem, but no one wants to know. She's been sneered at and spat at, endured venom and bile. People offer her abuse, but they never send a smile. They think she's no dignity, they think she's no pride, but she's better by far than the mongrels who snide. She keeps moving all day just to keep herself warm, as her garbage floats clap around her malnourished form. If the life she leads hurts her, she doesn't let it show. She's everyone's problem, but no one wants to know. She never looks up. She sees into nobody's eyes. She doesn't need the disgust so many barely disguise. She takes all the coins that she's offered from guilt. Is conscience the sand on which charity is built? Is she old? Is she young? Does it matter at all? Does it matter the story that details her fall? Sleep warm in your bed as the wind starts to blow. She's everyone's problem, but we don't want to know. Hello, if you're new to me, I'm Paul Murphy, and that is called She's Everyone's Problem, which is a song that I wrote, can't find a composition date, but sometime before the 22nd of May 1990. And if you are new here, and if you haven't read the notes down below, I'm reciting some long-lost lyrics that have recently come to light, trying to get them all down on record. That previous one, there's a larger backstory to it on whatever number video this is, the one, it ended the one before. I've done it again there, just because it's a piece that I'm proud of. Even I lost it for over 30 years, which is very annoying. I'm hoping to get it published into a reprint of my protest social album, Bitter Realities. This puppy here. And so I felt that it deserved to go into 2 different videos. Well, here's an interesting one. This is called I Don't Need You Anymore. Maybe I'll tell you why it's interesting at the end. I don't need you anymore. Look at you just standing there, wanting me to take you in, with your mouth full of apologies. I can't wait for them to begin. You think that I'll forgive you again, that it's going to be like before. But I've got a surprise for you, my friend. I don't need you anymore. Many times we've walked this rope. This time you can take the fall. You've had more chances than you deserved, and now you've exhausted them all. You're sure you can make me change my mind. I don't think you ought to be that sure. I've found something out about you now. I don't need you anymore. Everything should have been fair, but you took more than you gave. Now you've used up all the love I had, and there's nothing left to save. You wasted all that I gave to you, and still you wanted more. But this time the answer is no, my friend. I don't need you anymore. I messed a word up in there, I do apologise. You must forgive me. If you haven't noticed already, I have speech difficulties. And trying to read these things is like trying to throw jelly at the moon, you know. It's a very difficult task. That was very interesting because someone once said that to me in November 2017. Said it to me, screamed it at me. Screamed it at me with two young children. Well, so there's a kind of nuance. I mean, I'm glad I wrote that song. And again, it's one I wish I'd taken further. Don't know why I didn't. One is assuming that I've written that as a female, and it's a female kind of song. But someone screamed this at me in my kitchen in November 2017. I don't need you anymore. And I just looked up, you know, just bemused and surprised that it should have come to that sentence, because I said, well, when did I ever need you? I didn't mean it in a bad way. But it's strange how these things come around. No one had ever said that to me at the point, and here you are now. That's like a postscript. So I will say to the lady, well, I wrote this song about 34 years ago, based on my own personal experience. Whoever it is that you don't need anymore, don't think that your boyfriend in Latvia is going to take you in, because actually he only wanted you for some holiday fun. Anyway. Oh man, how long is this one? It's okay, it's a page and a half. If you're new to these, I'll just show you what I'm doing here. So this is my 1990 lyric book, but this started in 89. October 89 we started. And it's just one song after another here. I'm halfway through so far, and I've done about 6 hours of recordings. And I'm just taking as they come. I'm not reading ahead. They were lost, and 4 box files have turned up. And I'm just taking them out, and literally I'm turning the page here and like, oh, okay, this is the first time I've seen this in over 30 years. And now I have to try and read it. If only I'd known 30 years ago I was going to have motor neuron disease and my mouth wouldn't work. Okay, it needs a title so that I can copyright it. So I'm very sorry. So tell me how your day's been. You don't know that I can't hear you. Or maybe I can. Technology is moving on. I mean, it's a story song, but oh man, it takes me so long to think of titles. I wrote a song this morning, and it only had 5 verses. I say only because, you know, for me to write a song with just 5 verses, you can put the word only in. And what did it take me? I'm looking at it now. It took me about 12 minutes, I think, from the first words. I'm a Christian, good and true, to the last words. Got to go to church and pray. And then it took me, well, that long again to think of a title. And I'm not helping myself here, am I? Okay, man. I'm going to call this one There and Then. I do apologise for the Air Force flying overhead. I'm sure it's coming up through there. The parents are living near Airbags. I've been waiting patiently for them to fly away Peter, fly away Paul. But no, have to do these when I'm able to at least come up with some movement. What did I say this was called? Thank you, There and Then. See, I told you I could hear you. Okay, clean intro. Don't be naughty. It's a musical tone. There and Then. I'm sorry. 2, 3, 4. There and then. I'm so sorry. There and then. Been so long now since I had a dream, I told the doctor, and he smiled. He introduced me to a papal friend and told me I could be his child. He showed me into his private room and said, "This is where I say my prayers." I told him I needed to change my mind. He said the changing room is upstairs. At the top of the stairs I met his daughter. She told me I had a lucky face. Wish I could have stayed a while with her, but I didn't have the time to waste. Came down when I heard the dinner bell. Something struck me as quite odd. The vicar kept talking about politics. Never once heard him mention God. I was starting to feel a bit uneasy when I felt a hand run down my thigh. Vicar's daughter was smiling at me. I looked for lightning in the sky. After we'd eaten all we wanted, the maid cleared away the plates, then whispered in my ear when passing, "The party's in my room, starts at 8. While I was beginning to get nervous, I didn't want to get caught doing wrong. I knew that I was in a holy house, even though I knew I did not belong. Told my host that I was taking a walk. He said, "But you've only just arrived. Still, you seem like a decent chap. Here's my car, why don't you drive?" Cruising around the nightlife city, I watched everything that's going down. Easier to see things from the outside, especially if you don't live in the town. Stopped and went into an all-night cafe. The owner said, "Sorry, but we're closed." I asked him why I should be so honored. He said he didn't like the length of my nose. Got back into the car and started driving. Must have gone 100 miles or more. When I got back to from where I started, I found it wasn't there anymore. Asked the mailman where the vicar went to. He said his maid had taken him away, and his daughter, she married my doctor. Don't it make you want to kneel and pray? Well, how strange is that? Well, a minute song. I swear I'm not reading these in advance. So there I literally just written a song over there. What's the date today? I do believe it's the 4th of May, but it might be the 3rd of May. It must be the 3rd of May. I'm sure all the Star Wars fans would be out and about. Maybe that's them there. Maybe that's the Millennium Falcon, or due to budget cuts, the Millennium Budgie. Something's burning. It must be a Millennium Uber. Uber? I didn't mean Uber. Tesla. Yeah, so I wrote this song, not attacking Christianity, but attacking, well, the lack of help one gets from people who preach piety. And there you are, and then I sit down and I record that, and then I put it up to upload. It's uploading at this very moment on that laptop there on the table. This very moment here, not the very moment whenever you're watching that. And then the very few, the first set of video recordings I do afterwards, I come across that. Okay, oh, right, now this one's got a title, it's called Sally Ann. Okay, so I got an idea who that must be about then, because I only ever met one girl called Sally Ann in my life. It's 34 years ago. Shall I mention her name? Yeah, why not? Her name was then Sally Ann Mitchie. It may well be now, but that was no. This must have, when was that? Yeah. May 1990. Let's just get on with it. Sally Ann. Sally Ann, smile at me, stay with me, wait for me. Don't leave me at the wishing well. Don't say that it's too late for me. I could open up your eyes, I could read your mind. Pull the one last ending out as it all unwinds. Sally Ann, call for me, think on me, run with me. Don't leave it till it's gone for good. Don't try to hide the sun from me. I might be another hopeful, I might be another time. You can't tell until you open, then you see its chimes. Sally Ann, lean to me, here with me, hide with me. Don't play the innocent lamb with me, don't play the game of pride with me. I might be a different ending, I might be just wasted time. It costs nothing to see inside, and less to look behind. You know, I think some of these, as I read them, I just start getting the music, you know. Sally Ann, I was working at this really dog job in Sparkford in Somerset. Really, really awful company. I don't know what the workplace is like these days with, you know, regulations and everything. But I mean, the bullying that went on now, the racism, and you're not talking that long ago. You're talking 30 years. You know, so that is a very little time span. And you're talking post the political correctness boom, I guess, of the mid-80s now. I mean, the things I saw there, as an Irishman, you're always going to take some flack in England. It may have changed now, I don't know. But, you know, they were like dogs. They turn on each other when the boredom sets in. Anyway, Sally Ann Mickey was a very nice person. And when I used to do the rounds, I enjoyed stopping and talking to her. And I think, really, she kind of enjoyed it. She told a great story about me, a great anecdote, and this is coming back to me now after many and many years. And there was another girl, this northern lady that, oh God, she had a face like a camel's ass with a hat on. God, she's like that Sheryl Crow song, She's Ever Known a Day of Happiness in her whole life, you know. You know, she looked like every morning she woke up and someone rubbed her hemorrhoids with chili peppers, like, you know. Goodness me. And and Sally Ann told me that one day after I'd gone in and done my stuff and I was chatting to her on the desk and cracking some jokes and all that, and she said, I won't mention this other chick, but she came up and she said, how come you got on so well with Paul? And I said to her, oh, Paul's all right when you get to know him. Well, how'd you get to know him? Ah, that's the hard part. I had a lot of supporters in those days. He says, without a friend in the world now. Anyway, oh well, here's an appropriate title. This is called Unfinished Blues. You'll find out why in about 18 seconds. Unfinished Blues. If I could open my heart up and write down how I feel, there'd be blood in the pages from the things I would reveal. If I could unlock my tongue once and let the words flow, all the pain would stand open from the things I would show. You know what, I kind of read that with a smile and a bouncy cadence, didn't I? But it didn't warrant it, really. Goodness me, that's a very dark little number there. And it's not a blues either, but then again the post-it notes, so some of them I've gone through these at some point and I've whacked post-it notes onto them. But it's not a blues, and how would I know if it's finished? Okay, and now we know where we're to, oh goodness me. Again, just reading ahead and seeing the notes on the bottom of the page. Doesn't have a title, but it's... Okay, I'm going to call this We Came So Close to Having It All. We came so close to having it all. I can't let the past go, those eating me away. Although it's hard to survive it, I think I need it to stay. It's been almost a year now, and I'm still dressed in black, and deep down inside I'm still praying that you'll be coming back. I can't let the past go, although I know that I should. I ought to be looking ahead now. Perhaps I wish that I could. But we just came so close then, close to having it all. And it's just so sad that we let it stumble and fall. I can't let the past go, although it burns me inside, and it still cuts through my dreams at night when there is nowhere to hide. I can't make it without you, though I wish that I could, and still you mean everything to me, more than anyone should. I can't let the past go, although it pulls me apart. It's all that I have left now, since you stole then broke my heart. I just don't have the strength now to start over again, to ever trust anybody else to come through all this pain. And I wrote that at 22:10 p.m. on the 22nd of May 1990 in bed, and it's got a little notation on the bottom. I might read it for yourself. I don't want to say the lady's name out loud, but there you go. Yeah. Okay, that's obviously called I Can't Let the Past Go, though. I don't know why I'm going to post-it note on with that. So, whatever I said it was called, it's called I Can't Let the Past Go. The Emma, that would be Emma F. A lovely lady. Well, she's not called Emma Furniture. Even then, she got married just after that. So that was written for Emma Furniture. It's a bit worrying, the line in there that says it's almost a year now. I don't recall that. I mean, it's a moot point in any case, because I could write a song for her today, you know. And maybe I will do. But I've only got fond memories of that time, no matter what the songs say. Maybe then I didn't have so much fun. I've got fond memories of those times, but maybe I didn't have a fond present of those times. Oh, okay. Well, and then... Okay, so if I wrote the last one at 22:10, and the last one, the times, by the way, the time they finished, not the time they started, and at 22:35 on the same night, I'd written this one. So this took me 25 minutes to write. Leonard Cohen was once asked by Bob Dylan, how long did it take you to write? Bob Dylan went, how long did it take you to write Hallelujah? And Leonard Cohen said, it took me a year and a half. How long did it take you to write I and I? And Dylan said, 15 minutes. Okay, this is called If You Change Your Mind. If you change your mind. Are you happy now? Has it all worked out like you planned? Do you have all the things that you wanted so much? Or have things gotten out of hand? Have you learnt the score that you can't have more than what someone is prepared to give? Well, maybe I'm a fool, but if you change your mind, you still know where I live. How is it going, babe? Are you getting treated like a queen? Do you remember the day that I said you were the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen? You ignored my voice and you made your choice and you did what you felt you had to do. But at the end of the day, if it all turns bad, you know I'm still in love with you. I hope it works out, or it's all been a waste of time. I'd hate to think that you haven't won his love after you went and turned down mine. And if your new friend tells you it's the end, then let your mind drift back to before. And you need someone who'll love you all his life, then just walk in my door. If you try and fail, love to no avail, you get left with a tale of woe. If you want someone who'll love you all you need, you've only got to let me know. And that one also says at the bottom, "Oh, Emma," in quote marks. So I don't know, maybe I'd seen her around or something like that, or maybe she's just come strolling down the back avenues of my mind and stuff. The next one is unfinished. Oh, goodness me, I've leapt ahead a bit. You hear the words, "oh, goodness me," a lot, aren't you? I'm very sorry, as I say. I didn't want to preempt anything by reading ahead on these, so I'm just picking up. How am I doing for time? 25 minutes. Okay. These videos only record for 34 minutes, so if you're bored with it, you can either click off or hang on for 9 minutes. I just like you to stick around, because just thinking you're there is a good feeling for me. Bear with me a second, I just need to readjust my throat though. The muscles are failing, you see, so it locks in tight. So I'm talking with my epiglottis. Okay. Okay, I'm going to call this "The Face in Your Dreams." Do you know what? I've got a sneaking suspicion that I've actually finished this, and I think it is in my completed songs in the copyright files, because although some of them are unfinished, here, like this one here, Exhibit A, my lad. Oh. Just because they're unfinished in here doesn't mean that they stayed unfinished forever, because sometimes I would be writing away, and if you got the heat of inspiration and it was flowing really fast, I would just plug the microphone in and grab a guitar, and then just write it with my voice, as I always used to say. Instead of writing on paper with a pen, I'd write it with my voice onto, well, it was tape in those days. Taping. So I've got a feeling that I did go on and finish this, but all I'm doing here is copywriting and making a record of, what's here? What did I say it was called? Is it "The Face in Your Dreams"? Is it "The Face in Your Dreams"? No, actually, I'll take that. This is called "The Face in Your Dreams," because then if I ever do, please God, give me some more time on earth, or at least stop the pain and then give me some more time on earth. I need the two. It's a very painful disease, as you can't imagine how much pain human beings can feel, people. Barbaric disease. Yeah, so this is called "The Face in Your Dreams." Look in your mirror, baby. Oh, there's a face you ought to see. And who's that over your shoulder, baby? He looks a little like me. Maybe it's the ghost of a long-lost love. Maybe it's the face in your dreams. One thing, though, you can be certain of. It won't be anything like it seems. Look over your shoulder now. Tell me if there's anyone there. Remember how it used to be, baby, when you never had a care? You kind of want to know how it ends, don't you? You know, it kind of hooks you on those things. And this is one that I definitely know, because this is actually in one of my... this again is marked up "Oh, Emma." I'm written at 23:10 in the evening. I mean, I've got a book called "Love Songs for Charlotte," but that was a generic title. We were just writing. What's that one there? "Songs of Injustice," like that. Because that was 1999. I was looking at putting a band together, I think, around that time. I was working with one guitarist, that's right, and there was a guy who used to come round, and he would engineer the sessions, but he just liked to hang out. And all three of us were associated with a lady called Charlotte, not the same one. In fact, there were 4 ladies called Charlotte. No, is that right? That's right, so there's the first Charlotte. One had an ex called Charlotte. I had an ex called Charlotte. I had another ex called Charlotte. I'm happy to mention her name after all these years, named Charlotte Besley, because she was the nicest one and she deserves a mention. Hi, Charlotte Besley, wherever you do in the world. I hope you only know peace, love and happiness. Nice person, very nice person. I mean, you used to hang around on a bad crowd, yeah? So I hope you got free of that. You were a lovely person when I knew you, and I hope you still are. And I hope you only know lovely people who are nice to you as well. And the other guy had a current girlfriend who was Charlotte. So I would just be writing these love songs. And there was a famous Bob Dylan bootleg at the time, bootleg CD, Love Songs for Charlotte. Charlotte, North Carolina, not a person called Charlotte. And of course there's the Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte film and bootleg CD from 1970, Dylan's 1978 tour. And so I would write these songs, and you can see, I guess, how much trouble I have with titles, yeah? And so I would write the song, and I've got another one here, or they would come round. You got anything more? Yeah, I got this one here. This has got some potential. It's got a nice melody lower. What's it called? And I thought, what is it? It's another love. So they just became another love song for Charlotte, you know. So they were, it's a love song for Charlotte, and then it became another love song for Charlotte, and then it just became sardonic, you know. So you go, any new songs? Yeah, you know, so the protest material or whatever, the social commentary material will be separate. But all the love songs, when I was clutching around for titles, I said, will you think of a title? It's just another love song for Charlotte. And so that's how it come. And they're all amalgamated in the book called Love Songs for Charlotte. But they were written by various other girls as well, I guess, around that time. But they were in that kind of arena there. So that's the story behind Love Songs for Charlotte. There's some good material in there, I have to say. Well, I say it myself. Right, okay, let's go back to the 24th of May, 1990. That had to be around her birthday, actually, 24th of May. We're almost 33 years to the day, aren't we? Because, like I say, I think it's the 3rd or the 4th of... Well, I know it's the 3rd or the 4th of May. I don't know which one. And I haven't got anything here that tells me the date. Oh, we've run out of time, folks. I'm so sorry. Bet you're not. Okay, so if you tune into the next video, they should have a number in, although I've been messing all the numbers up lately. Then the one you're not hearing now is called In the Hours Before Dawn, which is a very nice piece. In the hours before dawn, when the French girl sings, and the clocks strike in silence, beneath moonlight's soft wings. Tune in for the next exciting video. Are you hooked? Okay, you've been extremely kind and generous with your time. I'm going to talk a little bit faster now. I hope that the throat holds up a bit. So I'm Paul Murphy, as we've already established. I'm making some poetry recital videos here to log them down. They're not like my professional ones where I do the videos reading for the books. But if you like to read my published material, I think there's a couple behind me. What have we got here? Songs Without Music, which is probably the best of Paul Murphy, 1982 to 2000. The one with the clouds is called Love, and it's a collection of my love songs and love poems, and I think it's my most popular book. If I went on reviews, it's the one that everyone likes. It's the one that everyone gives to people. I love you. Here you go. And I'm glad they do as well, because it's always good to pass on love in the world. Okay, you've been very kind. Oh, well, I said, if you do go to Amazon or whoever else is selling my books, other vendors do sell them, but Amazon's the main one worldwide. I don't get anything for the royalties. It all goes to my beautiful children when they're 18. Those lovely children who are behind me there, and they're going to lose their father at a very young age. But Dylan and Emily, if you ever watch this years from now,